Did you know that in 2026, a single mistake, like missing a simple form or ignoring a new rule, could cost seniors up to $50,000 in fines? It sounds unbelievable, right? But new laws in California are becoming stricter, and many of them are quietly targeting everyday habits that most seniors don't even think twice about. What's even more shocking is that thousands of people may already be breaking these rules without even realizing it. Imagine waking up one day to find out that something as routine as driving, helping a friend with money, or even managing your medications could suddenly put you at risk of serious legal trouble. These aren't rare situations, they're part of daily life. And that's exactly what makes these new regulations so dangerous. They hide in plain sight. So the big question is, are you unknowingly breaking one of these laws right now? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share could save you from massive fines. And rule number 7 is the one almost everyone gets wrong. Number 1. Updated driver's license requirements. Starting in 2026, California is tightening its rules around driver's license renewals for seniors, and this is one change you simply cannot afford to ignore. Many older adults are used to quick renewals, sometimes even online, but now the process is becoming more detailed and, in some cases, more demanding.
Why?
Because studies show that factors like vision changes, slower reaction time, and certain medical conditions can significantly impact driving safety as we age. Under these updated rules, seniors may be required to complete in-person renewals, along with vision exams and possible cognitive or reaction assessments. This doesn't mean you'll lose your license, but it does mean the system is paying closer attention than ever before. And here's where things get risky. Missing a renewal notice, failing to update medical information, or ignoring a required test could lead to license suspension or hefty penalties. Imagine planning a simple trip to the grocery store, only to find out your license is no longer valid. It's stressful, inconvenient, and in some cases, could even lead to fines if you unknowingly continue driving. That's why staying ahead of these changes is absolutely critical. So what can you do right now? First, mark your renewal date clearly. Don't rely on memory alone. Second, schedule any required appointments early to avoid last-minute issues. And finally, keep your medical and vision records updated, so there are no surprises during the process. A little preparation today can save you from serious trouble tomorrow, and this is just the beginning of the changes you need to know. If you found this helpful, drop a comment saying, "Stay safe," so I know you're watching carefully. We put real effort into bringing you updates that matter, so take 1 second to subscribe and stay protected. Number 2. New driving restrictions and monitoring. Here's something most seniors are not prepared for. Driving restrictions are becoming more personalized and more strictly enforced in 2026. It's no longer just about having a valid license. Now, authorities may place specific limitations on when, where, and how you're allowed to drive, especially if certain health or safety concerns are identified. For example, some seniors may receive licenses that restrict driving during nighttime hours, in heavy traffic, or over long distances. These restrictions are often based on safety data and medical evaluations, showing that certain conditions, like reduced night vision or slower reflexes, can increase the risk of accidents. While these rules are meant to protect you and others, ignoring them can lead to serious penalties or fines. What's even more surprising is the growing use of digital monitoring systems. In some cases, driving behavior, like sudden braking, speeding, or erratic movement, can be tracked through insurance programs or smart vehicle systems. If patterns suggest unsafe driving, it could trigger warnings, restrictions, or even reports to authorities. Now imagine this: you're driving home after sunset, something you've done for years. But under your updated license, that's no longer allowed, and you didn't even realize it. One simple mistake like that could lead to fines or legal trouble. So how do you stay safe? First, carefully review your license for any new restrictions. Don't assume your driving privileges are the same as before. Second, talk openly with your doctor if any health issues could affect your driving. And finally, adjust your routine. Plan trips during safe, permitted hours and avoid unnecessary risks. Because in 2026, it's not just about driving, it's about driving smart and within the rules. Comment "Smart Driver" if you're committed to staying safe and informed on the road. We work hard to simplify these important updates, so take a second to subscribe and stay one step ahead. Number 3. Financial Scam Reporting Laws. In 2026, one of the most unexpected changes affecting seniors isn't about driving, it's about money and responsibility. With fraud targeting older adults at an all-time high, California is tightening rules around financial scam reporting. And here's the surprising part. In some situations, failing to report suspected fraud or suspicious activity could actually lead to penalties or legal consequences. Why is this happening? Because research shows that seniors are among the most targeted groups for scams, ranging from fake phone calls and phishing emails to fraudulent investment schemes. These scams often go unreported, allowing criminals to continue targeting others. So now, the focus is shifting toward early detection and accountability. Imagine receiving a call that seems slightly off, someone claiming to be from your bank or a government agency. You ignore it, thinking it's harmless. But later, it turns out to be part of a larger scam network, and your silence may have allowed it to continue. That's the kind of situation these new rules aim to prevent. So what should you do? Start by regularly checking your bank statements, credit reports, and transaction alerts. If you notice anything unusual, even a small charge, don't brush it off. Report it immediately to your bank or the appropriate authority. Also, never share personal or financial information over the phone unless you are absolutely sure who you're speaking to. Another smart move is to set up fraud alerts or spending notifications through your bank. These tools act like an early warning system, helping you catch problems before they escalate. In today's world, staying silent can be risky. Being proactive isn't just smart, it's becoming legally important. Drop a comment saying, "Protected," if you're taking control of your financial safety. We put in real effort to keep you informed, so hit subscribe and stay one step ahead of scammers. Number 4. Mandatory health disclosure changes. This next rule is where things start to feel very personal, and for many seniors, it comes as a complete surprise. In 2026, California is enforcing stricter mandatory health disclosure requirements, especially when it comes to conditions that could impact your ability to drive or live independently. And ignoring this, it could lead to serious legal consequences or financial penalties. So what does this actually mean? Certain medical conditions, like vision impairment, cognitive decline, seizures, or even specific medications, may now need to be officially reported to authorities such as the DMV. These rules are backed by medical research showing that untreated or undisclosed conditions can significantly increase safety risks, not just for you, but for others as well. Now here's the tricky part. Many seniors don't even realize that their condition qualifies for disclosure. You might think, "I feel fine," or "this doesn't affect my daily life." But from a legal standpoint, failing to report even a minor issue could be seen as non-compliance. And that's where fines, or even license suspension, can come into play. Picture this: you visit your doctor, get prescribed a new medication, and continue your routine as usual. But what you didn't know is that this medication requires disclosure due to its potential side effects. That small oversight could create a much bigger problem later. So how can you protect yourself? First, have an open conversation with your doctor. Ask clearly, "Do I need to report this condition or medication?" Second, keep a record of your medical updates and any advice given. And finally, when in doubt, report it. It's always better to be safe than sorry. Because in 2026, staying healthy isn't enough, you also need to stay legally informed. Comment, "Health first," if you believe staying informed is just as important as staying healthy. We put real effort into simplifying these updates, so take one click to subscribe and protect yourself. Number 5. Property tax and home compliance updates. If you own a home, this next rule could quietly cost you thousands, and most seniors don't even see it coming. In 2026, California is introducing tighter regulations around property taxes, exemptions, and home compliance, and even a small oversight could lead to unexpected penalties or lost benefits. Many seniors rely on tax relief programs designed to reduce financial pressure during retirement. But here's the catch: these benefits are no longer as automatic as they once seemed. New rules may require annual verification, updated paperwork, or stricter eligibility checks. If you miss a deadline or fail to submit the right documents, you could lose valuable exemptions and end up paying significantly more than expected. Now imagine this: you've been receiving a property tax reduction for years, assuming everything is in order. But due to a small change in documentation requirements, your exemption is removed, and suddenly, your tax bill increases without warning. That's the kind of situation these new updates can create. It doesn't stop there. Home compliance rules are also becoming stricter. Whether it's safety standards, renovations, or property usage, failing to meet updated guidelines could result in fines or legal notices. And many of these rules are not widely advertised, making it even easier to fall behind. So what should you do? First, review your property tax status and confirm that all your benefits are still active. Second, keep track of filing deadlines. Don't rely on reminders that may never come. And finally, if you've made changes to your home, ensure they meet current regulations. Because in 2026, owning a home isn't just about comfort, it's about staying fully compliant and informed. Comment, "Home safe," if you're ready to protect your home and your savings. We work hard to bring you what others miss, so take 1 second to subscribe and stay ahead. Number 6. Prescription drug regulations. This next rule is something many seniors deal with every single day, but very few realize how serious it has become. In 2026, California is tightening laws around prescription drug use, storage, and sharing, and even small mistakes could lead to unexpected fines or legal trouble. Let's start with something simple. Many people think it's harmless to share medication with a spouse, friend, or neighbor, especially if they have similar symptoms. But under stricter regulations, this can now be considered illegal distribution of prescription drugs. Even with good intentions, sharing medication is a major violation. There's also increased focus on proper storage and labeling. Medications must be kept in their original containers with clear labels.
Why?
Because studies show that misuse of medication, whether accidental or intentional, is a growing safety concern, especially among older adults. Mixing up pills, taking incorrect doses, or using expired prescriptions can lead to serious health risks. Now imagine this. You're carrying a few loose pills in your pocket for convenience. You get questioned, and suddenly you can't prove what they are or who they belong to. That small habit could turn into a much bigger issue than expected. So how do you stay safe? First, always keep your medications in their original, labeled containers. Second, never share your prescriptions, no matter how minor it may seem. And third, regularly review your medications with your doctor to ensure everything you're taking is still necessary and safe. These rules aren't just about control, they're about protecting your health and preventing misuse. Comment, "MED safe," if you promise to use medications the right way. We put real effort into bringing you life-saving info, so hit subscribe with 1 click and stay protected. Number 7. Digital privacy and online activity laws, most missed. This is the rule almost no one sees coming, and yet, it's one of the easiest ways seniors could accidentally get into trouble in 2026. As more daily activities move online, California is strengthening laws around digital privacy, data sharing, and online transactions. And the truth is, many seniors are unknowingly breaking these rules without even realizing it. Think about how often you use the internet, checking emails, shopping online, or even clicking on links sent through messages. It all feels routine. But new regulations are focusing on how personal data is handled, shared, and protected. Accidentally engaging with unsafe websites, suspicious links, or unsecured transactions could now carry risks beyond just scams. It may involve legal consequences or financial penalties in certain situations. Here's where it gets tricky. Some seniors unknowingly share sensitive information, like ID numbers, bank details, or passwords, on platforms that aren't properly secured. Others may fall into habits like reusing passwords or ignoring privacy warnings. These small actions can expose personal data and, under newer laws, may also raise compliance concerns depending on the situation. Imagine clicking on what looks like a normal offer, entering your details, and later discovering it was a fraudulent platform. Not only could your money be at risk, but your personal information could be misused in ways that create bigger legal or financial problems. So how can you stay safe? Start by only using trusted, secure websites. Look for HTTPS and security indicators. Avoid clicking on unknown links, especially from messages or emails. Use strong, unique passwords, and consider enabling two-factor authentication for extra protection. Because in today's world, staying safe isn't just about the real world, it's about staying digitally aware and legally protected. Comment, "Digital safe," if you're ready to protect your information online. We put real effort into keeping you informed, so take 1 click to subscribe and stay 1 step ahead. Number 8. Emergency preparedness compliance. This next rule might sound unusual at first, but in 2026, it's becoming increasingly important. California is now placing greater emphasis on emergency preparedness compliance, especially for seniors living in areas prone to wildfires, earthquakes, or other natural disasters. And yes, failing to follow certain guidelines could lead to warnings, penalties, or complications during emergencies. Why is this happening? Because recent data shows that seniors are among the most vulnerable during disasters, not due to lack of awareness, but often due to lack of preparation. Delayed evacuations, missing supplies, or not receiving alerts on time can turn a manageable situation into a life-threatening one. So now, authorities are encouraging, and in some cases requiring, residents to stay properly prepared. Imagine this: an emergency alert is issued in your area, but you're not registered to receive notifications. Or worse, you don't have a basic emergency kit ready, and evacuation becomes chaotic and stressful. These are real situations that happen more often than we think, and the new rules are designed to reduce those risks. So what can you do right now? First, register for your local emergency alert system so you receive real-time updates. Second, prepare a simple emergency kit with essentials like water, medications, flashlights, and important documents. And third, create a clear evacuation plan, including where you'll go and how you'll get there. It's not about fear, it's about being ready. Because when an emergency strikes, there's no time to think. You need to act fast and confidently. Being prepared today could make all the difference tomorrow. Comment "Ready now" if you're taking steps to stay prepared and safe. We put real effort into bringing you what matters, so take one click to subscribe and stay informed. Number 9. Caregiver and Assistance Documentation. In 2026, one of the most overlooked rules for seniors involves caregivers and personal assistants. California is now requiring stricter documentation and verification for anyone providing help with daily activities, medications, or finances. While this may seem inconvenient, it's designed to protect both seniors and caregivers, and failing to comply could lead to serious fines or legal complications. Many seniors rely on friends, family members, or hired aides for support. But under the new regulations, even informal caregiving arrangements may need written agreements, official contracts, or proof of qualifications. This is because authorities want to ensure that help is safe, reliable, and legally accountable. Unfortunately, not having proper documentation can create confusion or, worse, accusations of negligence or fraud. Imagine having a caregiver you trust for years, only to face penalties because the paperwork wasn't in order. It's not about mistrust, it's about protecting everyone involved. Proper documentation ensures clarity, safety, and peace of mind for both the senior and the caregiver. So how can you stay compliant? First, always keep written agreements for caregivers, whether they're family or professionals. Include details about duties, hours, and responsibilities. Second, verify credentials for hired aides, including licenses, certifications, or background checks. Third, keep a record of payments and schedules to prevent misunderstandings or legal challenges. By staying organized and documenting assistance properly, you're not just following the law, you're creating a safer environment for yourself and those helping you. Comment "Caregiver ready" if you're making sure your support system is fully documented and safe. We put real effort into bringing you these critical updates, so hit subscribe with just one click and stay protected. Number 10. Insurance Coverage Minimums. The final rule for seniors in 2026 hits your wallet, and it's more serious than many realize. California is now enforcing stricter minimum insurance requirements for both auto and home coverage. Failing to meet these minimums could result in steep fines, penalties, or even legal issues, and it's not just about avoiding costs, it's about protecting yourself in emergencies. For many seniors, insurance feels like a routine expense, something you pay every month without thinking much about the details. But the new rules mean that even small gaps in coverage could leave you financially exposed. For example, if your home policy doesn't meet updated minimums and disaster strikes, you could be personally liable for thousands in repairs. The same goes for auto insurance. Driving with insufficient coverage could lead to fines or legal complications if an accident occurs. Imagine this: a small incident, like a minor fender bender or home damage from a storm, suddenly becomes a huge financial burden because your insurance doesn't comply with new minimum standards. That's the reality these rules are designed to prevent. So what can you do today to stay safe? First, review all your policies carefully. Don't just rely on what you've had for years. Make sure your coverage meets or exceeds the new minimums. Second, consult with an insurance agent who understands the 2026 updates for seniors. Third, consider adjusting policies for added protection. Sometimes a small increase in coverage can save tens of thousands in the long run. Remember, insurance isn't just a requirement, it's a safety net for your peace of mind. Staying updated protects both your finances and your future. Comment, insured and ready, if you're making sure your coverage meets the new rules. We put a lot of effort into keeping you informed, so hit subscribe with just one click and stay protected. As we've seen, the new 2026 California laws are changing the rules for seniors in ways many people don't expect. From driver's license updates and stricter driving restrictions to financial reporting, health disclosures, and insurance requirements, these changes are designed to protect seniors, but they also carry serious consequences if ignored. Missing deadlines, overlooking documentation, or being unaware of digital or emergency regulations could easily result in fines reaching $50,000 or more. The key takeaway is this: knowledge is your most powerful tool. Staying informed about these rules isn't just about avoiding penalties, it's about protecting your health, safety, finances, and independence. Simple actions like updating your medical records, documenting caregiver arrangements, reviewing your insurance, or securing your online activity can prevent huge problems down the line. Even small oversights, like forgetting to register for emergency alerts or ignoring property tax paperwork, can snowball into significant issues. Another important point is preparation. Each rule we discussed offers practical steps you can take immediately. Review your licenses, verify your health disclosures, maintain proper medication storage, safeguard your finances, and double-check your home and insurance compliance. Taking proactive steps now will save you stress, money, and legal complications later. Finally, remember that you don't have to navigate these changes alone. Talk to professionals, consult your doctor or financial advisor, and involve family members in your planning. These laws may feel overwhelming, but by staying informed and acting early, you can turn compliance into a powerful tool for independence and peace of mind. The bottom line, 2026 is the year seniors need to be extra vigilant. Being aware, prepared, and proactive is the best way to avoid fines, protect your lifestyle, and stay secure in every aspect of your life. Drop a comment saying, "I'm protected," if you're ready to stay ahead of these rules. We've worked hard to bring you this guide, so hit subscribe with just one click and keep yourself fully informed and safe.